on paper, but not necessarily in practice. But people also thought that NKU made good efforts. So what do you all think about it? Do you think that we're making good efforts? Do you think that there's more that can be done, and if so, what?
I mean, I feel like NKU is really diverse. Like, walking around campus, I feel like I see all sorts of races, mainly, obviously, white and black. So I guess there could be more diversity.
Within the international group, one of them said that NKU looks really diverse on paper, but they didn't feel that NKU was as diverse as they had maybe led on whenever he became interested in NKU. NKU maybe needs to work on backing up their claims and maybe getting more diversity into the campus.
Would you say that NKU is like accepting, like very welcoming of all races?
I think, yeah, on paper and all the regulation stuff, NKU is accepting. They don't discriminate against anybody or anything. But I know I give tours of campus, one of the groups I'm involved in, and a lot of African American students will have that question. They'll just ask, how many African Americans are at campus, because they kind of sometimes see it as not that next to the campus. And I had a tour once. Well, I was doing an event, and a parent was asking about my specific organization and whether or not we had any African Americans in that organization, and we didn't, so it's kind of hard to answer the question.
I think, as far as racially diverse, I think we're trying to get there. We have, I think, close to 6%. It has increased from 4% since my freshman year to now 6% or close to it, or maybe 5%, I'm not for sure, now that I am a senior. So I think we're getting there, and our Latino Student Affairs is increasing with members, and they're starting to get their LSU up. So,
Do you think NKU is racially diverse?
Not that much, no.
I don't think so.
I mean, on paper it is, but no. Not when you're walking around. I feel like I had more Asians on my high school of 3,000 than here.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, I was like one of 3 back in my high school, and that was out of like 375.
At NKU, I'm gonna say like 90% white, 5% black, and 5% other.
Do you think NKU is accepting or welcoming of all races?
I say so. I think they want to bring up their standards in interracial, so.
I think so. That's actually one of the reasons why I came here, because I actually received a diversity scholarship for being Asian, I guess. So before I even got here, that's why I thought the campus was actually more diverse until I actually came here. But I think they're really accepting of it.
I would not be comfortable talking about it.
If you're not affected by it and you're not living it every day and it doesn't bother you, you'll continue to act oblivious, and it doesn't matter.
That's a good
point. It doesn't
point.
pertain to your life. Even within all the groups, you can see why it is. They lived it, we lived it. That's why they're there. That's why they're participating. That's why they're loud. That's why they're willing to talk about it. Because we want you to know. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's interesting.
Have you guys ever experienced racism here in NKU?
Not here in NKU.
Heard of anything?
I haven't seen any like outright racism.
Yeah. I haven't experienced it all, and it's been 4 years, so I mean, I think that's one thing that's most appealing here is that you don't have to worry. Yeah, everybody's pretty friendly overall.
At the same time, though, I mean, we are white, and I mean, I can see how if I were a different race, I might see it completely differently. Because I mean, we don't see racism in a lot of places. I mean. So I'm not seeing it, but it might be there.
Honestly, I just don't think that we have that issue, and if it is, it's very, very minor, very little. I mean, I can see how in the dorms they have it, but because I'm an off-campus, non-traditional student, I never see it, and I interact with people other than white people all the time here because of my major.
Being a black male is just like the worst, because you're black and then you're a male. I don't know what it is about it, but I hate when I'm walking and a white person is in fear of me and it happens so much. And now I sort of laugh it off, but it sort of hurts because I'm walking and they're coming along and we're doing this transaction, and all of a sudden it's a stutter in their step and they gotta walk the other way. And I know I may dress in an apparel, I just like these clothes. So I do stuff sometimes out of my way to make them feel at ease. Because I do understand sort of where they're coming. I understand the stereotype. So I'll go, hey, how you doing? And be real friendly so it don't come off like, because if I'm having a bad day and I got like a mug on my face and I walk past a white person, oh, that's, who knows what, I know exactly what they're going to be thinking.
We was walking down the street with a group of us black kids who was going to get our pictures taken, you know, as a, I guess, a memorable moment. And it was these two older white couples walking this way, and we was on the right, was walking that direction. And the white lady went on the other side of her husband and clutched her purse and held onto his arm. And I was like, what? But it was a group of us, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I was shocked to see that happened.
But I love talking about racism. In fact, in our class, we had this one white girl, you know, and she was borderline racist, and she worked at, was it Hollister? Hollister. She worked at Hollister. And so, you know, we were talking about, you know, black culture, you know, music and clothes and stuff. And she was like, well, you know, I work at Hollister and no black guys in there, no black people work in there, you know, except they work in the back. You know, they stack stuff and they, you know, they take boxes and stuff. And we were like, so, you know, y'all don't hire black people? And she was like, I mean, I'm not racist or anything. We hire them, but, you know, they stay in the back.
Oh man,
She does it like
when
that.
they say that,
You just
I don't
really
know why people say that out loud. I'm not racist, but the but just it just misses everything you said.
No matter what people say, unless you're in a race gender class or a class which actively encourages it, people aren't going to discuss their opinions because they're afraid of what other people will think, and that other people will classify them as racist.